Hi there, this is Nina Perez from Straight Talk, No Sugar Added, Life Topics the way I see them. And it's 12:15 Monday, the 13th as promised. So I am here to basically I'm on a quest um, for you and for me to transform our mindset. So if you're with me, please comment below, say hi, throw me some hearts up or something. Let me know you're here. Show me some love. The reason of this Facebook Live series came about because I feel like this social media world is just out of control. So there are some things of it that I find helpful, like right now, the fact that I can share with you. And then there are some things that I think are so damaging, right? We have gone to the lengths of, bashing each other and fighting with each other online and making negative comments. And I just don't want to be a part of that. So I wanted to change it, right? Instead of just shaking my head and kind of like complaining about all the negative things that I see, I wanted to, hi, Victoria. I wanted to, do something different about it, right? So I don't want to be one of those that just come on here and start bashing or anything like that. But I do want to be intentional. I'm going to be more intentional about my writing, about my motivational speaking, my podcast, writing my book. So don't forget, I'm going to be asking some of you to join me on my book launch. My book will hopefully be out soon, I hope. But before it is, I am going to do a book launch to ask people to join me in that so we can spread the word together, and hopefully you will support me in that. I will be here every Monday at 12:15. Hopefully you have time to pop on, even if it's during your lunch while you're eating a sandwich. I can't see you, but you can see me. So hopefully you can come on. Will have my blog is also going to be posted. I have a Facebook page, and I will be doing a podcast soon. I will be definitely coming on here to talk about life topics the way I see them, and hopefully we can just come up with a dialogue, just talk with one another. I, started this journey with God because this kind of like Facebook Live thing kind of freaks me out a little bit. So I am trying to overcome my fears and be grateful. So don't forget, I'm going to be asking a lot of you to join me on my book launch and being a part of getting my word out there with my book and my podcast and my blog and so on and so forth. I would really like to know what kind of topics you guys are interested in. So, give me a little comment below. Give me some likes and some love, and tell me what kind of topics you guys are interested in. I would really like to start discussing those things. And I probably will be inviting people to come and jump on here and join me in this Facebook Live series so that we can have really important dialogues and conversations. So, I wanted to talk to you today about changing your attitude to gratitude, right? So, let me put my microphone a little bit closer. Maybe it's a little better this way. So for a very long time, I have a very big testimony on how I came to um, have more faith and be where I am today. But I want to talk to you about 2015 is where I want to start. I'm just going to give you a little snippet of that. So in 2015, we were struggling, financially, and I remember just feeling a little bit shaken up about what is going to happen next, right? Because I have been through so much, and we have been through just being homeless and sleeping in our car and sleeping in people's living rooms, and like all this stuff has happened, right? And I will be sharing those things as these Facebook Live series go, or as these podcasts go. But one thing I remember is in 2015, I woke up and I was like, Lord, this is in January. And I said, every January I make a New Year's resolution and I never fulfill it. So I always feel like a failure, right? So I start really well. And then 2 to 3 months in, I don't know what happens. I kind of drop off. And then it happens again. I try to do it halfway through the year and I drop off. And then I notice through all of my journaling, because I journal quite a bit, that every year I go through that. Every year I start a resolution and every year I end up the same. And I said, this can't be. We can't be ending up the same every year, So that year, which was 2015, I said, God, I'm not going to do a resolution this year. I don't want to keep feeling like I'm a failure. I don't want to keep feeling like I'm not going to accomplish what I'm supposed to be accomplishing. So I would like to ask you what I can expect from you. What can I expect from you? What is it that I should be excited about this year? And I clearly felt God say, you need to change your attitude to gratitude. I was like, whoa, okay. So, how do I do that? Right. So, I decided that I was going to write a list of things that I am grateful for. And I did that. I can show you, I actually have them. So, I did it here. It's old, as you can see. And it's 2000, this was 2015. I couldn't find my 2015 one. This is 2016. 2017, 2018. And what I do is that I literally write everything. I write, I am grateful for my husband and my kids, my pets, my home, car, my job, the success of my family. Now, mind you, in 2015, I didn't have a steady, I was working at Jean George restaurant as a chef, and I was doing a couple of odd and end jobs here and there, but it just was not paying enough. And so I decided to write this list, and I started thanking him for work, thanking him for wisdom, thanking for wealth mindset, right? Because there's been years of a poverty mindset where I'm always, oh, I'm broke, or I'm lacking, or I don't have enough, or I can't. And that I didn't realize that the power of those words and that power of that mindset was what was retaining me back from doing all the things that I can have and accomplish while I am here. And so that negative mindset was so ingrained in me, right? To constantly be like, I don't have that. I can't afford that. I just don't have enough, or, those kind of things were what was limiting me to moving forward. And so when I was in 2015 writing my list for things that I am grateful for, I realized that the things that I was focusing on, which was my bank account being low, my paychecks being so little, not getting enough clients for my chef work, things like that, I was focusing on that and not focusing on being grateful for what I had, right? So my attitude of gratitude list became super valuable and important to me. And so what I did was I actually took a $5 bill, because I'm a visual person, right? So I took my list. As you can see, it's taped, right? So I took my list and I taped it on the headboard of my bed, and I looked at it every morning when I got up in the morning, and I looked at it every night before I went to bed. And I literally just looked at it and said, you know what? I am grateful. I am grateful for my husband and my kids and the job that's coming. And I thank you for the finances and the wealth mindset and the fact that I am moving forward. I thank you for my pets. I even thanked them for heat and AC, the things that we take for granted, right? The fact that I can speak with you because I have a voice, the fact that I can speak to you because I have a mind, and these things that we take for granted, that have air in my lungs, right? So we are so focused on things that happen that come to tear us down, that we are not focusing on what we have that lifts us up, right? So I am over here thanking him for all of these things. And then I took this $5 bill, because at this time in January, I was only making about 30,000 for the year, which was nothing, right? It was nothing for all the bills I had and what I had to do to survive. So I took a $5 bill. I took a Sharpie. I put a 0, 0, 0, 0, made it 50,000. That was on January. And I said, Lord, I thank you for my $50,000 salary this year. I thank you that this year I make 50,000 more than I did last year, which was only like 30,000. I thank you that this year I make 50. I thank you that this year I make 50. And I just put the $5 bill next to my attitude of gratitude list. And every day, and let me tell you, it did not get easy. So right after I did that, my bank account goes to zero. I get overdrafted. I don't have enough to pay my bills. I am like struggling to maintain. We're struggling to buy groceries. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. So I was like, I don't care. God said, change my attitude to gratitude, and that is what I'm going to do. So, in the midst of all of these zeros on my bank accounts and overdrawn accounts, so every time I would get paid, it would be taken from the bank to pay the overdraft accounts, right? So, you're constantly like, you're feeling like you're suffocating and the water's up to here, and you're just like, are you kidding me right now? So, I just like, okay, I did it. I gave every morning, got up, attitude of gratitude. Thank you for this, and this. I spoke into my future. I said, I thank you for the 50,000 this year. I don't know how. I don't know how you're going to do it. I don't know how I'm going to have what I need to make it, but I thank you for it. And so even though my bank account was withdrawn, even though I didn't have anything, even though I was always struggling financially and always struggling with what was coming, it didn't matter. My mind was set on attitude of gratitude. I am going to have this list, and this is my list that I keep, my favorite list. I keep it with me in my journals because I know what God can do. I know what he can do. I've seen him do it. So then, January comes, I'm struggling, right? But my attitude is different. I'm changing my attitude. So even though I'm looking at the negative, I'm going, but I am grateful to have this. And I'm looking at the negative, but I am grateful to have this. And so that's how I kept focused. February came, March came, and I hear God say, quit your job. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? So I'm going to have to quit my one little paying job, which really was not paying me much. It really wasn't, but it was what I had, right? So I didn't have a car, and I was borrowing my husband's car. And I remember driving home from work. This was a little bit before this moment, and I was sitting in my car, and my husband's car, driving home, and I'm like, I have to hurry up and get home because Rudy has a job. And so I'm like driving, and I said, oh my God, I've been so worried about not having a car, and I can't worry anymore. And I said, you know what? I release it. I release my worry. I said, and I thank you for my car. I thank you that I will get a car. I thank you for it. And I just kept thanking him for it. And you know what? I kid you not. I left work at 2:30. I had to leave work a little early to drop the car off to my husband, right? Not even at 4, I think it was like 4 or 4:30, I get a call that from somebody from our church that says, hey, by the way, somebody just donated a car, but they said it's specifically for you. Hello. Hello. Now, I had been worried and looking at my worry and looking at my lack and looking at my lack and giving that lack power. I've been giving that lack power for so long that it was happening, right? And it wasn't until that moment when I said, enough. I'm not going to be about negative anymore. I thank you. I thank you. I thank you. And the minute that I started thanking him, not even 2 hours later, do I get a phone call. Hey, somebody dropped off a car here. They want to donate to you. Are you kidding me? Come on. Come on, somebody. Come on. So I encourage you to have an attitude of gratitude list. But let me finish up with this. So the $5 bill, right? 50,000. Well, that happened, and then God told me to quit my job. I was like, are you kidding me right now? I did. I went, I gave my 2 weeks, and I quit my job. And that was the hardest thing I had ever done in my life, right? So I quit my job. I'm like, holy Toledo fish. What am I going to do right now? What am I doing? So I have no job, no nothing, right? Well, boom, I get a call that this guy wants to give me a job as a head chef in his place, right? This was like he had been working on doing some sort of contract with me for months, and he was not complying. And I thought, hey, I prayed about the 50,000 for the year income, right? And this guy offered me 50, right? So it has to be that. But no, as I started to get into it, I realized this guy, first of all, wasn't paying the people how he should. Then he started changing the numbers from 50 to 45 to 40. I'm like, And I said, God, if this is not for me, you're going to have to like let me know. And he gave me so many red flags that finally I was like, okay, I get it. And I let it go. And do you know that right after that, my business picked up? I started getting clients everywhere. I started working at this wonderful place up in Bridgeport called the Morehouse and becoming their chef. And like all my income started climbing, climbing, climbing. I wasn't at 50 yet, though. I was just about. Right. And then I finally said, God, you know what? I need a job that's steady, that gives me income, that gives me benefits and all that kind of stuff that I need now as an adult. Right. I'm not 20 anymore, although I look it. I know. But so I said that, and I kid you not, I get a phone call from where I'm currently working. Not only do they give me what I've requested, but more and benefits and everything else. And I said, God, is this of you? And it sure enough was. And I'm still there. Why do I tell you all of this? Because you need to change your mindset. If you have an attitude, or you're looking at your lack, or you're looking at what you don't have, that is what you're giving power to. That is what you are encouraging to happen. I know it's kind of harsh to hear that, right? Because you're like, well, I don't make this stuff happen. No, you don't. You probably don't have anything in making it happen, but you do have the power to continue it. You do have the power to make those things still be there because you keep speaking life into it, right? I'm broke. I don't have. I'm always lacking. This is hard. I can't do it. I can't, right? When you're doing that, power, you're giving those negative things. So you're changing that. I want to hear what happens this week with you. Send me a quick post, give me some likes and loves, send me some comments, let me know what works for you and how you were able to utilize this tool. I want you to utilize this tool. Attitude of gratitude list, okay? Attitude of gratitude list, all right? Write what you want. I even increased my income because I want more. I'm book, and guess what? That was from 2015. I didn't think I was going to start writing a book. I just started writing my book, and I'm almost complete, okay? Runner, not there yet, but working on it. Wealth is a mindset, right? And make me a good steward of what I'm given. Let me tell you, this is my attitude of gratitude. I speak, I believe, and I receive cancellation of debt, increase in finances, increase in wisdom, health, spiritually, physically, spiritually, emotionally, socially, in all areas, right? So why do I do that? Because every morning, this is why all of these have tape, right? Because this is my 2018 one. This is right on my bed now. This is on my bed now, right? And every day I wake up, I look at that list, I pray, and I look at it and I read it. Every night I go to bed, it's right in my face. I can't help it, right? So I have to look at it, I read it. And I do that every year. And every year I have increased in my life, even if it's just peace, inner peace and joy and gratitude. I have done that. And most people say to me, how do you stay so happy? I have such gratitude for my life and what has gone on in my life and how I've overcome the struggles that I have. I have so much gratitude for that. And I didn't before. Before I was focused on the lack, the worry, the anxiety was causing problems in my marriage, problems with my kids. We were fighting all the time because it was like, who's happy when you're looking at your lack? Who's happy when you're looking at what you don't have? Nobody's happy. Nobody. You or anybody, because the whole energy shifts. That's how powerful your words are and your actions are, right? So I'm encouraging you to go ahead and write your attitude of gratitude list. If you have a $10 bill or a $1 bill, put a couple of zeros on there, comma, 000. Carry it with you in your wallet or tape it on your wall. Do what you got to do. Make it happen, okay? Because I'm telling you, it changes things. When you start to change here, you start to change everything. Okay, so that's what I want to hear about. I want to hear about your adventures with this. I want to hear what you have done with this, if you've used it or if you haven't, and why haven't you? What is making you not want to have an attitude that is of gratitude? I want to know. Okay, so our next topic is going to be on the road, I think, because I might be driving back from North Carolina next Monday. I'm going to go visit a friend of mine, and we are going to have a amazing, fantastic time together. And we love each other, and she has a different political view than I do. I don't care, because I'm so sick of people bashing each other over stupid things. So I don't even want to talk about anything like that. I don't want to talk about political views on this. I don't want to talk about bashing one another or putting each other down. I'm not going to do that, but I will give you tools to encourage you and to lift you up and to change your mindset and to make you empowered, because you deserve that. You deserve it. Okay, so I love you and I thank you for taking your few minutes out to hear me. I hope I've made sense. Sometimes I ramble on a little bit when I get excited about things, but we're gonna talk next week as I'm driving from North Carolina, and I hope through this week that you share what God is doing with you and your attitude of gratitude. I pray that you have a phenomenal week and a phenomenal year. I hope that I hope that this encourages you in some way. Let me know. Comment below. Let me know if it's going to be a negative or a nasty comment. Don't comment below because I'm not interested. I'm not interested. I don't read those reviews. I don't read them because I do read something that will encourage me and that will change maybe a perception or a perspective or something that is empowering. But I will not do negative, belittling, bashing each other type of things. That happens way too much already on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and all of that. Everybody has an opinion, right? But some people's opinion is negative no matter what you do. What we're doing here is positive transformation of your mindset and how you think and how you are going to change what you're doing, your habits of your words out of your mouth. We are going to do that. That is what we're working on here, right? This is what Straight Talk, No Sugar Added is about, that I am not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you how it is because self-examination is the way to grow, right? Not narcissism, self-examination. So thank you for all the love, guys. Oh, I see all the little hearts. I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. God bless you. Have a phenomenal week. And let me know about your list, okay? Your list. Your attitude of gratitude list. I cannot wait. Thanks for the love. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Share this video. Share me on. I need to reach as many people as I can reach. This is the beginning. This is the genesis of this series, the genesis of my podcast, the genesis of my blog growing. My book is coming out. You guys are so amazing. And I thank you so much for joining me. Have a phenomenal, phenomenal day.